This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo, here in the state of Washington, getting ready for a wonderful day of golf. Chambers Bay, the site of the action. And Frank, what can you tell us about this course?
Well, if you're not looking at the golf course today, you can certainly look at the scenery, which is fantastic today. The water is just glistening. Those Olympic mountains are just standing out there in the background. But once your mind drifts back to the golf course, you're going to have your game today. Firm and fast, going to play like a true links.
Is the wind a factor?
It is. You get some of those cross breeze holes, then all of a sudden you really better know exactly how you're striking the ball.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Now the third shot for Hunter Mahan. Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Keegan lining this one up for par. How did that stay out, Frank?
Did everything but go in.
This is a 22-foot putt. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just a shade over par, +1. Clean this up with a tap. +1 in the early going. Now at the second and a medium length par 4, Frank.
Yeah, a slight dogleg to the left, rather long, skinny green here, well bunkered all the way down the left side. Really anything down the right and the natural contours of the land should kick that ball a little to the left.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. So he's in the fairway bunker. Frank, what's the key here on this shot?
Sometimes take a little bit more club, but it still gets down to contact. Any little bit of sand gets between the ball and the club face, you will lose 10, 15, 20 yards.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
It's a good-looking putt right here. He might like it.
Oh, what a bonus.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nudge this one home, finish it up. So, 2 over early. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. See if Hunter Mahan can make a birdie. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break. Really. This is that awkward length.
Frank, there's an old basketball announcer who used to say when a ball went in and out of the cylinder, just the way that one did, he would say, ringtail howitzer. And that one just didn't go in. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. And he's putting for par now. That is a solid par putt. Frank, standing here on the 4th tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the two previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right.
Frank, it may be obvious you'd rather have a ball sitting up perfectly in these fairways as opposed to the deep rough off to the left or right. But how is a player able to take advantage when he has that good lie?
Well, anything better than that would be sitting on a tee. That is a perfect lie. It almost guarantees good contact.
Good lie in the fairway, and a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Well, the fourth hole looks like it's going to claim another victim.
See if Mahan can make his par. That's a par. Stays at +2.
Even par, currently.
So with that, 1 over par. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze. Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Let's see what Hunter Mahan can do with this approach.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
That will be a great look at birdie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Down, little Sheba. Down!
Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back, he didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. Mahan is capable of lighting it up. This one is for birdie.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. Just a little tap in here. Take no pleasure in saying it, but it's a fact. It's a double bogey. Ready to tee off here at the 6th. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
Well, as long as it's not in the rough, the bunkers, well, there's no trees here, really. That little green strip, that runway down there, another hole that bends to the right, but find the fairway. The fairway's wide enough. You've got a pretty good idea exactly where you want to go. And once again, this is one of the shorter par 4s. So good drive here, just a short iron in.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. Rich, it's not all gone. This is where you can pick yourself off the canvas. Start to string together 1 or 2 good shots in a row.
Wipe away all the negative thoughts from the bad start and just try to focus on what's in front of you. That one is in the bunker. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Getting set now over the putt. Two over for the day. Bradley has this one for par. Saves par, stays at 3 over. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hummocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
This sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 7th hole. Frank, the approach here at the 7th, and there's a lot to consider here.
There is. The green at the front is much wider than what it is at the back. It's almost like a tooth or a molar shape. So, you know, that front portion, when the flag's there, definitely a birdie hole. Just got to be a little cautious when they put the flag on the back.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Chance to get it close here. Frank, Hunter Mahan's built an impressive resume with WGC victories, a playoff win, and appearances at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, one of those World Golf Championship events in the match play, he beat none other than Rory McIlroy in the final. He's been one of the steadiest players and one of the most efficient players tee to green over the last 5 to 10 years.
Third shot, Keegan Bradley. Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know, the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Pretty good shot right there. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Well, this one's tracking. Oh, do that. What a putt. And getting ready for the putt. Frank, he just can't seem to put it together today.
Yeah, really, you've got to go back to that double bogey, Rich, because ever since then, it's been like a different player. And that's one thing that you have to get over, experience-wise. Somehow you've got to let that go, but it is easier to say and harder to do.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Second from an excellent lie. Now the approach at the 8th, and Frank, what are the options for a player?
Well, the green does slope back to front, so if you're a high ball flight hitter, there's nothing wrong with flying the ball all the way up there. But because there's no bunkering in the front, you can also come in here low and sort of bound that ball up there. Choices.
Now the third shot for Hunter Mahan. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just ride a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Fourth shot, wants to get this close. Settles in over the putt. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
One of the game's steadiest players, Hunter Mahan, has this for par. Get in. Yes, good putt. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Call in the medics, Frank. Can't stop the bleeding here.
Just racking the bogeys up.
Frank, the 9th hole is called Olympus. Feels as though Russell Crowe should be standing on the tee, starring in some sort of a movie about the Greek gods.
I knew you'd go like Titans and that down here. But this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. This isn't for the Greek gods and the Titans of the world. They might think they are, but this is for you and me. This is for everybody. 36 handicaps. We can all play here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss and a drop shot here at the ninth. Has this now for bogey. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the fifth hole seems to have knocked him off course just a bit. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par, 3 over for the day. Getting ready now to begin the back nine here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, you just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
You see that kind of work from the bunker, you think of the greats like Seve Ballesteros and Gary Player, the best bunker players of all time. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sandwich. Amazing. He'll take par and move on. Locked in on the read and the speed. Three over for the day. Getting set to tee off at the 11th hole, long par 4, 537 yards. Frank, how do you play this hole, with a bazooka?
Yeah, try and take that dune out of play, that's for sure, in the middle of the fairway. Bunkers down the left are more for scenic rather than they're not really problematic for the player off the tee. Just, as I said, hit it over that dune, and then really there's a ridge in the middle of this green, so you've got to be on the right level. Yeah, that was a little over-ambitious.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Good swing, good shot yet again. That is a beauty, a real beauty. Third shot, Keegan Bradley. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Bradley now has this for double. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
And getting ready for the putt. Saves par, stays at 3 over. Hate to say it, but that is a quadruple bogey, double the par, and time to pick up and move on. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th Frank seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet? Well, this is not heading in the right direction.
You know, it looks like it's going to be in the rough, and it is not looking like a good lie.
That's an absolute beauty.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well, Frank, the player had a go at this, didn't quite knock it on, so what's left?
Well, you can see why it's a drivable par 4, because all the problems really are around the green, all these slopes and mounds and undulations. So you've got to choose the shot that you want to play, and obviously the shot that you're going to chip with. Everybody normally just grabs a lob wedge. There's a lot of different ways to play these shots around the greens.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Oh, what a putt from long distance, bottom of the barrel. Birdie putt on the way for Bradley. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. 13th hole now. It's a dogleg right, par 4. Frank?
But at 534 yards, you need an eagle eye, which is the name of the hole, to find exactly where you want to hit this. Doglegs to the right. There is a fairway that's plenty wide to accept a good tee shot. And then from there on in, it's actually a relatively straightforward second shot, providing you can miss that bunker that's just short in the middle of the green.
Second from an excellent lie. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Frank, you always start out thinking about going low, but you know in this game you can end up feeling low. What do you tell a player who's had an off day?
Well, this is as much about managing your misses as celebrating your great shots. You look at the best players in the world, they know how to play bad better than anybody.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. He's normally really good with these. Hunter Mahan now with the approach.
Should be safely on deck.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Been a rocky round. Good roll, solid. That's a par. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
That doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. The second shot now to the par 4. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Hunter Mahan for par. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Just a little tap in here. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. At last, Frank, a break from those long par 4s. We just played 5 par 4s in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree, one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15, it's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, and then go straight at it.
Birdie try up next. Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Frank, this is a cross-country putt. He'll have a go at it, though, for birdie. We'll see.
There's no backing down here. This is going to go up and down and all over the place. But a chance to go in.
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold. Very bold.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Could use this, a putt for par. He'll take par and move on. Been a rocky road to this point. 4 over par on the round. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called beached.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
This, the second shot here at the par 4. Third shot, Keegan Bradley. That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, you've played golf courses all over the world. How would you define links golf?
Well, I think you go back to St Andrews, really. The true links golf courses were built on wasteland. That's why there were dune areas, and even St Andrews used to be an archery. They used to do archery there on Sundays and that when the golf course was closed. So it's land that wasn't used for anything else. You're obviously playing in the elements. There's very little protection. Most links courses, you struggle to find any trees. Chambers Bay, no exception.
And he's made the green.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Just a couple of feet. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. So just a formality here. That hole certainly got the best of him. Triple bogey. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot.
It's at sneaky distance.
This golf course has been demanding today, and the scores reflect that. 7 over par. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, how frustrating can it get playing into strong winds?
Well, it's going to magnify every bad shot you hit, but it's also going to separate the good ones from the rest of the field.
Now the third shot for Hunter Mahan.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green.
There's a birdie try now for Hunter Mahan. Bang, right in the back of the cup, Frank.
Unbelievable.
And getting ready for the putt. Been a rocky round. So as we finish up here today, Frank, he has not had the best round, but I suppose that's golf, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. This golf course can drive many a man crazy. But the beauty of this game, you get up, dust yourself off, do it again.
And there'll be a next time for us as well, partner. This is Rich.